A big open space to land that massive Earth Shatter, but I think we're ready to go. Meta Athena versus KongDoo Panthera for game number 1. It's gonna be, okay, well there you go. The roll of the dice paid off a little bit as we do start on University.
So this is a map where we can potentially see Changshik run the Reinhardt, but doesn't look like that is what his plan is based on what we're seeing in hero lock-ins at the moment. They started Shubil as well, who's basically a Diva-only player. He comes from Team 7, but Free has completely taken over that role for Team 7. So because Free has actually been such a great Diva, Shubil, I feel, I guess maybe wasn't necessary. He's been sold / traded here to KongDoo Panthera. It is actually, ironically, funniest thing of all, is going to be the Beyblade comp coming through the Meta Athena themselves with this Zarya. Not with Hoon on the roster this time.
And shield throws up there from the Seth in on the Luck B as they try to charge forward. Already pretty high energy here, sitting around 60. Youngkin just spamming away. We'll get the hack off as they continue to spray down the line. Trying to build up for that EMP. Gonna be a bit of a slow build here though. Youngkin not really getting that much value yet, still 32%. Meanwhile, DK, he's already up to 65. Point's gonna unlock. Right now, Meta Athena out of the forward position. It seems like the cap's still gonna come through here for Meta. They will be able to get that right click coming through from Disney. Nearly takes down DK, forces him back. And now the Reaper going forward will help knock Shubil out of the mech.
Okay, there is a Graviton Surge available here. No Death Blossom to pair with it for the full old school Beyblade. It's ironic now that Changshik will have to play Winston against his former teammate here, or teammates rather.
He's still going crazy. Pop the Primal Rage despite a bit of disjointedness for the rest of the squad, but he's still looking for the retake. Youngjin will jump over to the side, waiting for that health pack, picks that one up. Self-destruct comes down, so can't go in yet, and actually Changshik does go down to that explosion, so seems like KongDoo Panthera, maybe we're in a nice spot for a bit there to try to get this flip. But now, with the loss of that main tank, it's going to cost them quite a bit. But now Youngkin comes over the top, throws down the EMP. They need the kills. They get one there on the Luck B. Children throws down that self-destruct. Doesn't find anything there for himself, but they manage to knock Songboo's out of the mech as well. And Seth going to go down. Innovation holding on to the Death Blossom. Doesn't see an opportunity for it. And Sound Barrier comes through from Coma. Flip happens. KongDoo Panthera gain control.
Grab coming through from the Graviton as well onto some of the members of KongDoo Panthera, and even with the paired coalescence that we saw off screen there.
Well, we know how deadly it is when the hack comes in onto the Reinhardt. He goes down for the Death Blossom, comes out, Innovation finds 2. And now Youngjin's out of the fight as well. Decay still holding on to the pulse box, does not find an opportunity to use it. KongDoo Panthera will just get swept under the rug immediately as the flip comes back over into Meta Athena's favor. 30% all that they were able to accrue.
It wasn't the Graviton Surge that allowed this to work. It was better positioning through from Meta Athena to get Innovation onto this point, getting the majority of that healing again from the Moira that allows these Reaper compositions to work so well on control. The Coalescence was wasted, the Graviton not effective, but the Death Blossom can do so much damage. The challenge is getting into position, and they were able to do so.
Now Luck B, Earth Shatter ready to go, looking for an opportunity, throws it down. Mostly just going to be catching Changshik, but that's really all that they needed. Transcendence from Luffy a bit too late to help keep him alive, and now Youngjin taken down as well. Coalescence comes out from Disney, just keeping everybody topped up. They'll pop Shubil out of the mech, and this is looking very dire for KongDoo Panthera, who are struggling to find a single leg to stand on.
Yeah, the irony of this, again, is that Changshik and Hoon were the duos of Meta Athena who ran this comp so well. They were the masters of it. That's how they got nearly to the Season 2 finals. It's so ironic that Changshik on a different team now is dismantled by his old team. No Hoon, no him on the Reinhardt, but Lookby leading the charge.
Youngjin goes in, throws down the EMP, but immediately the sound barrier is out there from Chris, but they still manage to focus him down. Decay finding that kill to help the pulse bomb. Innovation, another one coming in, but he is just going to get annihilated by Shubil with that self-destruct, but Songboost comes up with 3 to answer right back in. KongDoo Panthera, nobody left this tag into this point. They will go ahead and lose on University.
We have to ask really big questions now. KongDoo Panthera, they run starting on this roster. Changshik Overroar put him on the Winston, and they run against they're playing against a comp, ironically, that Meta Athena prepared for this matchup, very much probably expecting they'd be going toe-to-toe with Panthera's quad tank. That's why they're running the Reaper, but they had the old school Beyblade with Zarya, Reaper, the Diva coming through there as well. It allows you the bigger bang potential there with the self-destruct, which you saw at the end. good, consistent building there on Zarya's Graviton Surge was actually what allowed them to come up with the win here, get that Reaper into position. Very well played by Innovation to get those kills through, despite dying there in that last fight. The other two he took were fantastic, and KongDoo Panthera now, they don't have the opportunity to switch anymore. They're gonna have to keep running this Winston. Not playing to their strengths.
It's really weird decision making so far from them. Innovation now not going to be operating on the Reaper, instead goes over to the Sombra, and Decay's going to be the first one that goes down. Innovation will get hacked, drops down to the low ground, and gets topped back up, so he'll be fine. The charge board comes in, and Changshik dies right off the bat again. KongDoo Panthera struggling just at the beginning of the round. Shubil's at the mech. Shubil is dead. Point cap likely to come through here for Meta.
Yeah, definitely going to be the first cap going over to them. With the lead in the fight, obviously you have a massive Coalescence lead as well. Already ready for Disney, Luffy at 54, so Athena going to be able to use this to stop KongDoo Panthera's next push through. Look, Disney's already got the camera on, and the observers know this is going to be a moment where you can actually very easily gatekeep. It's an obvious time. Actually going to use it to focus the Winston.
A bit of an odd angle there as he goes back around the other side. Songwoo's going to get taken down as he just desperately tries to keep Luckby up, but just cannot do it. The Coalescence alone is just not powerful enough. Now answering one there from Luffy, they will push forward. He'll take down Disney, he'll take down Sansum's mech, will fall shortly thereafter. A faster flip it's looking like here for KongDoo Panthera. Chris just dashing around inside the center there. Just delay it for a little bit longer, but 35%.
Disney got the Coalescence faster, used it to keep Luffy alive, but didn't actually use it to keep the rest of the team healed up while also doing damage. Had a weird angle, like you said. They're off the top high ground, and unfortunately kind of wasted the majority of that healing slash damage. Now they have an ult deficit. EMP gonna come in to start this fight.
Yeah, drops that one in, and Luckby's just gonna get picked off, as does Disney. Already KongDoo Panthera managing this hold, just using the EMP there. They have a sound barrier ready to go, so KongDoo, the ult economy right now is actually quite strong.
Yeah. They're just being very efficient with it. Youngjin gonna keep this translocator here. Interestingly, just going to wait, might pop himself up to get some extra vision as they head through. As Athena's gonna take this approach now. They do have the EMP they didn't use in the last fight.
That's one of the things we actually have to look for. Koma, he's got that sound barrier ready to go. Innovation can just wait for them to trigger it and try to delete the shields on the side of KongDoo Panthera. Instead, we'll just go ahead and throws that one in just seconds before Koma uses his own ultimate. We'll go ahead and keep the members of KongDoo Panthera alive here for the moment. Shubil knocked out, Disney taken down, so already fight looking quite strong for them. But Meta Athena still has tools that they could use, but they're just not investing them. They're not using the sound barrier.
This is Koma, man, and having that great positioning again against the EMP. Sure, if he uses it earlier, like you said, it could be deleted, but he never wants to do that. He only wants to use it at the last second, or, of course, right after the EMP, which is the engagement tool of Meta Athena. He stays out of the range of it, stays out of line of sight, drops it down, and then Meta Athena crushed again on this push. KongDoo Panthera is down on ults technically, but they've been way more ult efficient because they've been using these more carefully, just basically trading 3 ults for 1 oftentimes. So Meta Athena just really struggling to get this flip right now. Innovation's already dead.
Down. EMP out here from Youngjin, throws it in for the sound barrier. Finally does come through from Meta Athena as they try to stay in the fight, but they have to get over to the point. 95%. They will go ahead, tag in here for the moment, get back through. We'll be able to force the OT, and Songwoo goes down yet again. KongDoo Panthera just shutting down the Tracer. Kane dashing around, looking to get an angle there on his something to knock him out of the mech. Has not been able to do so yet, but the defense matrix will get popped in the end. Or the mech will get popped in the end there by Shubil. Self-destruct, the kills spilling forth. Meta Athena just cannot hold a candle to KongDoo Panthera here on City Center, it would seem. 99% OT ticking down. They desperately try to extend this. Chris dashing around the centerpiece. Will get hacked out, will get deleted. The rockets fly. KongDoo Panthera tie it up here on Oasis.
Changshik having a pretty good performance on this Winston here against a comp that's not going to be very tank bursty. It's basically mirrored comps. We saw obviously no Pharah in this map. We saw a better play by the supports of KongDoo Panthera, Luffy and Koma, having the better sound barrier there by Koma to protect Innovation. Good focus fire by Panthera to eliminate Innovation several times when he was trying to harass. So Innovation really coming up empty in a lot of these fights. And on the other side, we saw that one very quick flip and then the Coalescence for Disney, but he just didn't angle it in such a way to maximize healing and damage. Ended up trying to focus only on Luckby, but the rest of his team died before Luckby hit the ground. Innovation, remember, they've got Big Box listed as a sub today. If he doesn't step it up on this Sombra, as we head into the next map, it might be time to sub Big Box in.
That definitely could happen. In the meantime, KongDoo, yet again, Changshik going to be coming through on the Winston. Game round 2 of it, certainly a bit cleaner. KongDoo already goes low yet again, and Sam is knocked out of the mech. Well, dash forward, they'll go ahead, kill the baby diva. Decay finally finding his stride, feeling a bit more comfortable, it would seem, because the tracking is starting to come through with the Tracer.
You can see just trying to get this pulse bomb built. Oh, great focus here. Coalescence as well.
Close, the Coalescence is in, and Luckby does go down. Pulse bomb into the back from Songwoo, actually finds Luffy and then follows up to get the knockout there onto Shumel. Now Coma dead. There's no supports available for KongDoo. Not going to be getting the cap this time around. Meta Athena managed to take it first.
Looks like KongDoo Panthera was a little bit too hellbound in killing Luckby. They did a lot of damage to him, obviously, and the Coalescence focus was there, but he was healed up very well by Dismi, who kind of helped mitigate that damage all throughout that while they were tunnel vision. The supports were vulnerable. Innovation and Sungwoo came into the back line and were able to flip the fight by killing the supports first, then turning on to Changshik. Changshik is still leading in Primal Rage here, but the first flip coming through from Medellin means they're always going to have that old lead.
Pushing in now, Changshik up onto the high ground, almost has the Primal Rage ready to go. You see Innovation toss down the EMP, so Shubil going to be stuck there, does not have the jets. He'll drop down to the low ground, will get popped out, and Changshik is dead. So tank line pretty much obliterated here from the side of KongDoo Panthera, but Shumel manages to get back into the mech with the self-destruct and actually finds the kill in onto Disney as well. Songboost goes down. Decay looking to do some serious work, dashes in, tracks down Chris as he rides the wall, finishes him off, the flip comes through.
Yeah, very well targeted here by Panthera, just controlling the fight again with Decay. Decay actually finally really hitting his strides tonight on this Tracer. The focus fire and the team coordination has been better to allow him to get those kills. And I think part of this comes from Shubil, who's using his Diva self-destruct to remech in appropriate moments to turn fights where Decay is about to build a pulse bomb, moments where he can actually protect Decay and allow him to carry these fights. Took a while for it to actually work out from this point, but the last fight is there.
Luffy dashing in, looking for Luffy, can't quite finish him off. Sound barrier comes through from the side of KongDoo Panthera, Coalescence as well, as they just go ahead and try to rip apart the members of Meta Athena, and it's working quite well, you would have to say. They shut them down yet again. Panthera keep moving up, they keep building percentage. Ult economy, not the strongest, self-destruct nearly there. EMP on the way. Meta Athena, on the other hand, nearly have that Coalescence ready to go.
I mean, Decay is going to hide here, it looks like, to try to get a backline pick. That's been his goal throughout this entire map of Oasis. Meta Athena is going to try to step onto the point here. Let's see the angle. They actually control the high ground, Panthera does, so this is a very aggressive move by Meta Athena. Looks like they want to look for an EMP, but look at the split from Panthera. Very difficult to get a massive one here. Innovation just can't find multiple members. In fact, he's just looking for a different angle now.
Oh, pulse bomb from Decay finds two Songmoos and Chris. Both absolutely obliterated. Wonderfully done by Decay. He's finding the angles that he hasn't been able to find the entire time through this first season. In his first 2 matchups, and now he is out for vengeance. He wants to redeem himself, and he's making a solid argument for it.
He was hiding there. We saw him go into hiding. The observer got bored waiting. Of course, we stopped looking at him, but as he sneaked around there, got those backline kills, it was all she wrote there. As we saw Innovation struggle to find an EMP. Knows where Changshik is positioned within this tower as well. It's hard to know where he is. Even if you do know where he is, he's always going to have that extra leap kill on you. Look at how difficult it is for Venezuela to dive onto that.
Luffy now using that Coalescence. Pulse stick comes through, will shut down Luffy mid-ultimate. Coma goes down immediately thereafter. Shubil eliminated. Changshik doesn't get the chance to pop the Primal Rage. Now the flip comes through. KongDoo Panthera don't have to use the ultimates. They can wait. They have time on their side. Not a lot of it, but it's just now going over 50% here for Meta Athena, so they do have time to respawn, regroup, and come back in with all their ultimates.
The critical moment was Songboost getting that pulse onto Luffy. The Coalescence there would have easily bought enough time for a self-destruct remake and for Changshik to use his Primal Rage, which would have allowed them so many stalling tactics, the longer sustained fight. That was a huge moment there, and Shubil should have been nearby to mitigate that pulse bomb. He was not, and as a result, Meta Athena, for now, holds control.
Well, Decay's got another pulse bomb ready to go, throws it in, doesn't find the stick, however. Could have taken down Luckby, or at least forced that Primal Rage a little bit earlier. EMP comes in, and Dismi's been eliminated from the fight. Decay finding that kill yet again. Innovation sprays away and gets rid of Luffy there, taking him down. Decay comes in, finds another one there for the double kill. All the self-destruct from Sansam, shuts down Shubel and Youngjin. Now Changshik dead. KongDoo Panthera have the flip, but they might just lose it immediately after here. It goes back over to Meta.
Yeah, they're gonna have to look for another fight, but they don't have any tools. Decay, he was able to sneak around and get that backline support pick once. Can he do it twice here? He's gonna have a pulse bomb in just a second, but he's not gonna have time. He's really gonna have the pulse of his life. They're gonna ult deficit, and Chris is holding on to that sound barrier. Here it is.
Tagging in right now. Songboo's coming around the backside, tosses the pulse bomb. No stick, but follows. Finds the kill onto Decay, shutting him down. Decay has been instrumental in the success for KongDoo Panthera here, especially on Gardens. Now he's out of the fight, but Songboo's gets traded. Shubel finds two. They're looking for more. He's gonna get popped out of the mech. He almost has the self-destruct, but cannot get it in time. Now he's hacked out. Innovation throws in the EMP, and I think Meta Athena is still fighting tooth and nail to try to maintain this point with Youngjin just jumping around. He's gonna have to wait for more members on his team. They get the tag in. Changshik comes back through.
This is crazy.
Shubel respawning. He's gonna come back. He's gonna have that self-destruct. Innovation going so low, but will not die. They get Changshik. Decay. Youngjin, they're dead. Innovation finally dies as Luffy comes in with the Soldier 76. Shubel back in. Self-destruct ready to go. Invests it. Has not died. Just goes down there. Finds two. The fight continues. Disney gets one. Goes down as Luffy fights it. But in the end, it will be Meta Athena closing out Gardens and taking the first map at Oasis.
This is so much a success story for Meta Athena. We had Disney switch over to the Soldier long before that ended, built up attack visor. He decided he wanted to get back to the point early to add some additional damage as well, and he had the ability to add bio healing on the ground, which is where he built most of that attack visor. Sure, he ended up dying to Luffy there, but every member on Meta Athena in those last fights showed moments of brilliance, from the pulse bomb we saw to kill Decay. That was the opening tactic for KongDoo Panthera with no ultimates available. Chris with a great opening sound barrier there. Disney coming through, showing flexibility on the Soldier. Of course, Panthera, desperate, did switch Luffy back over to the Soldier as well, and it was a chaotic moment. And I think for both teams, you don't want to celebrate too early after such a scrappy game one, but given expectations going into this map and how much I think Panthera is really trying to shoehorn Shubel into this new role right now over Ding. The fact that they came up empty, they were unable to take this map everyone expected them to take, it just feels so bad if you're a Panthera fan, because you think this is the match they're supposed to win. This is the match where they're so favored, and Meta Athena just simply comes up stronger, has more clutch moments, despite having less ult efficiency throughout the map. So Panthera gonna have to really stabilize here. I think we are gonna see Roar subbed in very likely, because you know, Changshik just not as good of a Winston player. Surprising they still ran him. Well,
this is some.
It says Panthera, if you lose today, would you like to get some soju together? Basically, it's implied there.
With a lusciously lipped Lucio.
It's another sad KongDoo Panthera. It says KongDoo will never lose again, right?
As the poor Ana just drinking shots of soju over and over again, but oh man.
Disney, man, he's got some
that
really
is
great fans.
That is great. That is one of the best pieces of art that we've had in the audience so far.
Disney with the really cool Soldier swap last game. Coming through, getting that attack visor. But that drawing is actually perhaps even more impressive.
Yeah,
this one's good
that was damn good. This is also another one for Disney. He's running that. Not really running the Zenyatta yet, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing that in the future maps.
Every time I see a Zenyatta drawing from our fans, by the way, that has the color yellow on the orbs, I always think of tennis balls. I'm like, why is Disney got all these tennis balls? Like,
I don't know. Maybe he's a tennis player. You never know. He's a fit guy. He's in shape. He might play some sports and play some esports.
Well, Nimbani is the map pick here. Surprise, surprise. It's the map that Panthera took us to last time. They were able to shut down a lot of the quad tank shenaniganry we saw from Element Mystic. If you guys remember, Element Mystic ran the 4 tanks to build the Graviton that was able to win them the map. And
so the quad tank what?
The quad tank that was able to run to get the
I thought you said something with shenaniganry or something along those lines.
Quad tank shenaniganry that allowed them to get...
I don't know if that's a word.
Shenaniganry, man.
All right.
They got the graviton, okay?
It's a word now. Call it Merriam-Webster. It's going in the dictionary.
Well, that shenaniganry was shut down in the first push by Luffy's bio grenades to prevent the Moira healing from coming through. But the second push, they had such an ult advantage that just crushed through Panthera. Had a really strong streets phase. Panthera's been struggling on hybrid. It's their worst map type. They're currently 4-3, still a winning record. This is, of course, of 7 maps of hybrid in 2018. If they lose this one, they go down to a 50%. And that padded stats they got from beating some Chinese teams in Team Story, man, not going to be looking so kind on them if they lose this one.
So, I mean, one of the biggest surprises that we have as we push into Namani is that Changshik is still there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no swap. No roar yet.
That's a little bit worrisome because I think everyone universally agrees that Roar is the better Winston.
It's definitely confusing.
So look at the attack composition here so far for Meta Athena, who do not switch big box in either. They are looking to run, well, they're switching up a lot. I was going to say looking to run that pocketed Genji Mercy strat that we saw have such great success by the side of the Foxes, and we've seen it again in Overwatch League a few times. Youngjin looks for the opening Helix ult charge, not going to get it. We'll just kite back here. So fairly similar compositions here. They do switch Chris back to the Mercy in fact, actually, so it is going to be that. Looking for a very fast Dragon Blade here for Songboo's, so he can get in there, split through the supports.
Nice little rocket jump there from Youngjin to stick himself over onto the other side of the high ground. Big dart comes through from Luffy, not going to find a connection though, and he's getting dunked down, so now he's got to drop over onto the low ground. Still going to be fine to spam up, but if somebody can wrap around the back and get on top of him, that could be quite poor for him. But as you say, good bio grenade comes through, they shut down the tank line on the side of Meta Athena.
Luffy's bio grenades,
off nicely.
Luffy's bio grenades have been absolutely fantastic. He was one of my top 6 players from last week for this reason on my little thing I tweeted the other day, just because his bio grenades and his long range healing on this map specifically have been so accurate. Look at his ult charge, he's at 96%. Songboo's only able to build to 60 right now on this Genji. He really is looking for that Dragon Blade early to kill the supports.
Oh, another bio grenade comes through there, pulse bomb, and finds 2 of them. Decay doing it yet again. Finds the double kill. This guy, we've been giving him some flack. Well-deserved flack, might I add.
Yeah.
But
today he's been solid.
Today is a new day.
Today is indeed a new day. Very much easier to find these kind of picks against the Genji Soldier rather than the Genji Tracer. The Soldier has some struggles approaching the point. Anyway, Dragon Blade is finally ready. This is the entire crux of this push. You want to have a great time. You want to execute the supports. He's going to come in here and look for that execution. He sees the supports, knows where they are.
Boo's ready to go. Nano Boo's out there.
Nano first.
On the Changshik. He's holding it so far. They try to push in onto the point. Songboo's going to get jumped on. Nice deflection does come through. Tries the weakened shoe build. The right click's doing a lot of damage there to that Diva. You can hear the primal rage from Changshik does get popped off screen.
Looking for the supports in this choke point here. Here he comes. He finds him.
Rolling it down now. Luffy comes through. Luffy shutting him out. Innovation drops onto the low ground. Finds 2. Luffy and Coma both eliminated. But now the answer from Youngjin firing away as this Genji up into his face. Tries to get Songboo's, he'll go down. Decay there to scoop up the kills, and KongDoo Panthera, it seems like they'll still be able to hold on.
And this is the entire crux of this push, was to get in there and kill the supports. Knows how patient Songboo's was. The 1 Dragon Blades are 1 shot, so he deflected the missiles into the Diva. He was forcing the supports away from the long distance range they're at, where they were much safer, trying to get them into that choke point. He sees the Ana in there, pulls the blade, but he waits, he hesitates for a moment before pulling the blade, and the second he pulls it out, Luffy connects that sleeve at a pretty medium range. Very impressive, but totally shuts down the entire composition from Athena. They've only got 70 seconds left. They might find themselves full health now.
Another pulse bomb there from Decay, finds a smattering of damage, but can't get the kill onto Disney. He goes low for the shielding, now going to regenerate, so he'll be fine, but in the meantime, Santem has been knocked out of that mech. Self-destruct going to be thrown down. Decay, oh, he peeks over the edge just to see what was going on. He's like, hey guys, did you know over here? Boom! This gets taken out of the fight. A very big mistake from him. Fortunately, Coma will be able to get the res to bring him back into the fight, but he pays for that one with his own life. So not sure if it's going to be worth it in the end. All of this from KongDoo Panthera, this admirable defense, suddenly just thrown in the dumpster by Decay.
Yeah, Decay just peeking over the edge. It feels like we've had like 4 or 5 of these on Numani specifically, where we have either the Sombers or the Tracers just peeking into these self-destructs. I'm not entirely sure why. The patience is just not there in some of these moments, but either way, Sansum opens this whole point up. with the self-destruct. Let's not forget that Innovation doing most of the damage in that last fight despite Sungwoo's being slept meant that the slower respawns came through from KongDoo. They never had the setup they were looking for, so that self-destruct got more value.
Youngchick now getting into that nano boost yet again. Songwoo has the Dragon Blade out. Luffy has already been taken down as his Youngjin, but Shubel does some work. Takes down the Genji with the self-destruct and knocks the enemy Diva out of the mech. Koma able to bring Luffy back into the fight. Youngchick fearlessly pushing forward. Knows that he's got the Primal Rage. Will kite back for the moment as he sees that Transcendence come out. Seems like Shubel didn't get the memo, however. He was still way too far forward and got taken down.
That was a really good biotic grenade by Luffy, but they saved the Transcendence. Dismi was out of range, was able to get that pop once the heal ban, as it's called in Korea, the heal deny came out from the grenade. He was able to heal everybody back up to full, and then Athena takes the faster fight there. And as you say, Shubel wasting that self-destruct, that being pretty painful there.
Decay on another secret mission here is just naturally ticking up for the Pulse Bomb. Will get spotted out in the end. Pulse into the corner, not going to find it. Doesn't even really get any damage on the Disney this time around. But now Youngjin boosted up by the Mercy, has the Tac Visor, finds two, one of them being Chris. Decay will be able to take down Luckby. Here for the moment as they try to get on the Song boost. He's going to go low, he'll go down. Youngkin finds another one. Meta Athena lose control over the cart and still have a minute and 25 on the clock. KongDoo Panthera with no ultimates desperately want to hold it here.
I do like that they put Innovation back onto the Soldier. Sungwoo's Soldier left a lot to be desired last week in their matchup there. Now he's playing the Soldier, which was his comfort pick when he was on Bond Spirit before he was, of course, traded to Meta Athena. Sungwoo's going back to his comfort of the Tracer. This makes a lot more sense. They're finding a ton more success with this.
Meta Athena bringing it back around the corner. Another biotic grenade comes in. It's numerous members, and I believe Luckby was going to be one of them because he went down. Chungchick, however, does get punished. Sleeps are thrown down, doesn't find anything, but Chungchick's going to be brought back into the fight here by Koma. Anabu still ready to go. Could invest it here onto the Winston if need be, if they desperately need to keep him alive.
Doing a lot of time, buying a lot of time right now. There is the Nano.
Koma and Youngkin go down. Nano comes through, as you say. Chungchick just zapping his way to success. Finds two, looking for a bit more. Has to jump in, doesn't have a Primal Rage, and will get taken down. 3.74 meters left to go. Seems like Meta Athena might be able to get this completion here onto point B, but it's going to be very close to OT.
Songboos was harassing Luffy the entire time, so he just couldn't.
Oh, the tag back hit. Songboos sees him dashing right into his face. It says, "Here you go."
Yeah,
quick little handoff.
Songboos was harassing Luffy the entire time. Will now finally make the switch to Zenyatta because they're losing the tank war. So because Songboos was harassing him, he was actually using fire grenades on himself. He was not actually using them on Changchik. So even though he had the Nano and he got those opening kills, Changchik could not survive long enough to get the Primal Rage or to win the longer fight there, unfortunately. I like the switch over now to this Zenyatta because it can help them burst through Changchik a little bit better. It should be through Luckby a little bit better.
Decay there trying to get that pulse bomb in, doesn't find much. Changchik just smacking his way around, trying to get on top of Dismi. He's really just escorting him down the staircase. Pays for that one with his life. Youngjin comes around the corner, finds the kill, dodges out on the self-destruct, which doesn't find anybody else. But it does allow Sensem to make it back into the mech.
This is why I told tales and stories of Innovation Soldier. I was surprised he was playing so much Tracer and they had switched Songboos over to it. Innovation is clearly the better Soldier player and he is making it work here. Better coordination with this player on the roll.
Discord Orb there onto Luckby, even with the Primal Rage, makes him a very easy target for that Tac Visor. They take him down. Sensem knocked out of that mech, pulse bomb into the back. From Songboos, not going to find much, and he's going to get taken out. 25 seconds left on the clock. Meta Athena realistically have one more push to try to make this work, and that Sagger on Innovation is going to hurt them quite a bit. Disney might have to use this Transcendence just to get onto the card itself.
Yeah, and the problem is it's not going to power anything. There's no ult they can build during that moment in time. It's just going to be desperation. They're going to have to hope for a lucky Helix rocket kill or something like that in order to bust through this point. Jubil has the ability to delay with self-destruct as well, so this is going to be quite literally a Hail Mary as they rush into the point right now. There's that Transcendence you were talking about.
Yeah, Dismi uses that one. Chris trying to build up for the Valkyrie as well, but I don't know if that would even be enough for them to try to get the cart moving. Self-destruct going to be tossed in from Shubil. Can't quite see the angle, but doesn't seem like he's going to get any kills, but allows him to get back into the back all the same. Santam knocked out Decay. Using the recall. Does take him down now, looking for Luckby. Can get him quite handily alongside Youngjin, and I think that they have gotten this. One final tag and Tac Visor out from Innovation, finds one, but Youngjin has just been pumping round after round into the members of Meta Athena there from the payload. They do get the halt. They didn't quite round that last corner So decently close from Meta Athena, but good defense does come through from KongDoo.
There were a lot of really cool things about what Meta Athena is running right now, though. Finally putting realizing Songbu's weakness on the Soldier and how much better positional-wise Innovation is as a Soldier 76 player, knowing when to go on the high ground, when to contest points, when to actually jump down, when to pop the attack visor, things that Songbu showed us, especially on Numbani and Oasis in their match against X6. He was just not very proficient at it. Sometimes we'd look for a cool angle, Hureg style, trying to snipe the team by sneaking into the back lines or walking behind them in order to do this, but the team was never able to go with his plans and actually look for, okay, look, Songbu's going for this risky play, let's make sure the Diva's down so we can get value out of this tack visor, things like that. So he's always constantly dived and killed when he was popping those tack visors. What we're seeing from Innovation instead is just more standard Soldier play with the tanks protecting him. It's very difficult to execute, but he's doing it a lot better. He's not going on these side missions, these flank tack visor missions, and he's just playing with the team. Coordination as a result looks better. And even though the Dragon Blade was shut down by a Luffy's sleep, this was such a great push for Meta Athena, considering their very weak time bank. Can't really be too upset about what they've been able to accomplish here.
Yeah, always just kind of making it through there by the skin of their teeth.
You know,
don't get it in the end.
Youngjin might run this Doomfist again. We saw it on Gibraltar. It was against Sombra Tracer, of course, and it was when the enemy team did not have set up the long-range hit scan, and as I brag about Innovation's Soldier, they're going to switch it again, interestingly enough. Let's see if he can, if he's going to really run this, get into range of the Soldier. That's going to be very difficult to do, but if he gets in range just one time to get a pick, this point is going to fall to pieces.
Okay, now spamming away. A couple hits there on the Chris. Youngjin, yeah, coming around the corner, looking for the punch. Quite get it, we gets the uppercut in there on the Lucky, takes him down below half HP, and the rest of the team is there to collapse and get the kill. He'll fall, Innovation follows suit shortly thereafter, and that might just be the first cap going over the KongDoo Panthera right off the bat. Yeah, they're jumping off the map, they're gonna go ahead and get the reset. Giving up on this one, so massive time bank here for KongDoo.
Well, this was really just a quick execution of Luckby, and then they were able to, with right clicks, I believe, get the Tracer there. So 2 insta kills that really didn't have anything to do with the Doomfist. Could have been a Tracer, could have been a Zarya, you know, for all we care at this point. He built up to 45 because he killed it and damaged some of those retreating members as they tried to jump off the side, so he still built a lot of Meteor Strike. But this was not about the Doomfist per se. Meta Athena is actually, interestingly enough, going to switch to the exact comp that struggled against this on Gibraltar by Element Mystic. They're going to put Innovation onto this Sombra. We'll see if it's going to help them against a Doomfist. I personally feel otherwise. Let's find out.
Oh, looking for the spray down there on Tacoma. We'll be able to find it. No hack necessary from Innovation. And they follow up there for Luffy. So an immediate halt on this push for the side of KongDoo as Shugo also joins them.
And there had a really wide setup here, and they just got cut in half like a slice of, or a stick of butter. No slices of butter here. Because it came through with coordinated dive 6v2, killed the supports that were too far forward. Youngjin.
Well, got it.
Yeah, got the mech at least. They're gonna grab the D, but here it's gonna give him a man advantage.
I felt like that didn't really need much commentary. We knew exactly what was gonna happen.
Yeah. It was pretty self-explanatory. Knock the Diva out.
You get the nice top down on it. It's pretty easy to see what's going on.
Meteor goes up, Meteor strikes.
Yeah, and then that happens. So Youngjin's dead.
I don't know.
The pulse bomb there.
This was pretty badly coordinated by Panthera, pretty wasteful. But he's probably going to switch, so yeah.
Hack in there onto Luffy, but he just sticks into that bubble. Try to keep himself safe. Decay. Reflection goes through. Disney will go down as Changshik comes around from the backside. So back in from Innovation as they're fighting a very disjointed fight away from the card.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Panthera. They would love to use that strike and those kills, the follow-up staggers to grab this push, but they failed to do it. And they have to switch now to the Sombra, but they're not building really close to an EMP. They need to basically regroup and come in 6. This is when the guy on your team in solo queue is like, yo, guys, let's group up. Why are people coming in 2 by 2? And that's basically what Panthera was doing. Obviously, they wanted to use the Meteor Strike to switch Youngjin off and still get value from it, but it actually ended up hurting their tempo as a result.
Well, card's going to start rolling back. We're dangerously close to getting that completion. KongDoo Panthera, 0.96 is where they got stopped. Song Boost goes down that pulse bomb. Dismi gonna get taken down off screen. Luffy had to use the Transcendence as well to keep himself alive. KongDoo Panthera tries to get back here onto the point. Luffy gets hit by that EMP, gets taken down by Song Boost, but it's still Meta Athena suffering the heavier losses, at least for the moment. Dueling Primal Rages comes through. Luffy finds one there on the young Jin. Chris taken out of the fight as Dismi is still running back to try to rejoin the rest of his squad, so they are without support, which means that this should just be the push going over to KongDoo. 4:23 on the clock. So they just have to go around this first corner.
Yeah, they really, that's all they have to do. And in fact, if they can't get any of these
stagger kills,
yeah.
It's just be going down. They get Song Boost as well. This opens up so much space for KongDoo. Meta Athena, they're going to have to fight without certain members on their team.
That was really well done by Decay, basically just seeing blood in the water, seeing the supports were too far up. Meta Athena thought they could stagger and push the point to prevent the second capture there, but they totally failed. Now Youngjin has this EMP.
He just wants to kill Dismi. Doesn't throw it in.
Gets the hack, but doesn't end up getting the kill there.
A bit of damage, so didn't want to play that far forward by himself. Transcendence gonna come through. Changshik gonna get locked up, but everyone was paying attention to the monkey and no one to the card.
Yep.
KongDoo Panthera do go ahead, close out Nambani. Makes this a 1-1 series.
With a massive ult lead too. Didn't even need to use it because Youngjin was threatening the supports, but that was all Decay. He came in there, saw that the supports had gotten too far forward, and basically they were looking to contest point B there to just weaken the time bank because they know they didn't even have completion, so they were desperate to come in there and do that, but they ended up losing a fight they thought they were going to win, and as a result, they retreated, the ones who survived, and the supports who have slower movement speed and no movement abilities like the Zenyatta end up getting caught there by Decay, so he split spawns them. Then Youngjin comes in to again harass them and keep them off the point, to keep the hack onto the Zenyatta to prevent Transcendence, and Winston's coming in, they can't get to the point, and as you say, while everyone's watching the monkey who's gatekeeping them away from jumping on that payload and contesting, it does roll through. So KongDoo Panthera bounces back strong, still with Changshik on the roster. A little bit surprising to see Innovation making that switch back to the Tracer after having such a successful Soldier run on attack, but the defense was really just well executed, or poorly executed. By execute, I want to say they executed them. Like they died, the defenders died, they were executed by Panthera.
There you go.
2 got killed in the first 2 seconds of the fight. So composition, everything else outside of that, they just lost the point immediately. Doomfist not even really being a factor there. Got the kill and the split spawn onto the D.Va and then switched immediately afterwards.
It was mostly just neat to see. We had the 1 meteor strike. All it did was really just pop the D.Va out of the mech. But, I mean, it was a good opening salvo. Did weaken Luckby enough for them to go ahead, get the lockdown as soon as he jumped over onto the low ground. The rest of the team was there to pick up the pieces, so Decay scoops up that one on the Genji. So better form here from KongDoo Panthera. Looked really great on the defense, on the attack even better. And this is all with Changshik still being stuck through, playing the Winston. So not sure what happened behind the scenes. Maybe Changshik has really been putting in the work and has overtaken Roar as the favored Winston, perhaps. Not sure. But if there's going to be a swap, we'll find out when we come back from the break. Tied up 1-1 halfway through the series. We'll see who takes lead on Assault when we come back.